What's up, guys? Welcome back to BNC Outdoors. I got a quick video here for you today. I want to show you something new that I got just in time for muzzleloader season coming up. We just got a brand new Traditions. It's a Buckstalker XT. We picked it up from Walmart. It is a pretty slick looking little gun. I am very excited about this gun. So I've already got it out of the box, but let me tell you what was in the box with it. So you got the gun, right? It comes with a tool that helps you to open the breech. So it's got these little circles in it that you hook that tool on, and you can loosen the breech plug up. Of course, it's finger loosenable right now, but if it gets tight or maybe just a little dirty, might be a little tighter than normal, or you can tighten it up a little more with that wrench. It comes with an Allen wrench that you take the gun apart with. There's a little Allen screw under the sticker right here that you take this fore end off with, and it comes apart like any other breakdown rifle or shotgun. This is a hammer model. This one is it looks stainless, but it is Cerakoted, so for extra protection. This is the non-sight model. It does not have sights on it, and it actually comes with screw holes in it for sights. They just don't have sights on there. So it comes with a little baggie of screws so that you can fill those holes in so that they're not just empty holes. So that's pretty cool. Your ramrod here, it actually is a flippable ramrod that you can flip it over and screw it on like so that you've got a jag on the end, and it makes it about 2.5 inches longer. 2.5 to 3 inches longer, so that you get that little extra depth for cleaning. But it comes assembled. See how this slides back down and threads back in? It's assembled like that. It actually is supposed to come with a T-handle on it. I just picked this thing up from Walmart today, and I just realized the manual says there should be a little T-handle on here that you can take off to give yourself a little more leverage. It actually screws into the rod, but Walmart did not have it in the box. It says it's supposed to be here in the manual, so you get a manual in the box also. It says it's supposed to be here, so I'm actually going to go back to Walmart with my receipt probably tomorrow and get them to go in the back and see if they can't find that part for me, because I would imagine it is somewhere in that store. So it's got a sling swivel stud here. I know there's a little bit of light artifact in this video. Let me see if I can fix that just a little bit. And a sling swivel stud here so that you can put a sling on there. Super easy break action. I mean, and it's so smooth. Very positive click. You know it's latched. It also comes with, I've already installed it, but it comes with a hammer extension so that you get a little more leverage out to the side, so that if you have a low sitting scope, you can still get your thumb on there. One thing that I noticed about this gun right out of the box that I really liked is it's got like a two-stage trigger. So when you get it cocked, it has this little slack. See that slack? So you know stage one, and you feel it, and then it stops. So you pull it till it stops, and now she's ready to go, and that's a pretty light trigger. I would say it's probably 3 pounds, 4 pounds max. It's actually a very solid little trigger. I really like it, and it bounces a little. And that's actually called something. I read it in the manual, and they call that a, I don't know what they call it. Anyway, I'll find out before the end of this video, maybe, and I can tell you. It also does have a safety on it, so you can cock it, keep it cocked, and have a safety on the trigger, which it will not go off. I'm a fan of just the hammer myself, but that is one option for you to use. Take that safety off one more time. Stage one, stage two. My cat's down here meowing at me. She likes hanging out with me in my gun / reloading / hunting room. You can see my bows and my bobcats and crossbows in the background, cleaning kits and primers, just all kinds of stuff in here. This is my little man cave. Next thing we're going to do is, the manual actually says to take it apart and degrease everything from manual. It actually says you can wash it with warm soapy water or a good solvent. I'll probably just spray it down with solvent to clean off all of the factory grease and clean the inside of the barrel. I'm sure you already know how to do that. The next part of the video will be I'll have a scope base and a scope installed on this, and hopefully we will hit the range with some powder and bullets, and we will test this out and see what kind of accuracy we get for this brand new $206 at my local Walmart here in Kentucky. So that's a really cheap price, and it's a really nice muzzleloader for that. It only weighs like 6.5 pounds ish, or maybe, you know, give or take a little bit. So it's a really light one. I have an Optima Pro, and it's like 9 pounds, so it's a lot heavier. So I really like how this one feels, how it shoulders, and how it's balanced. It just feels really good to me. And it's not super long, so I think my kids can use it as well. So anyhow, I'll quit talking, and we'll get this thing on the range and shoot it and let you guys know how it does. All right, so we're out here at the range. We're going to do two separate range day sessions. Right now, I'm just out on the range. I'm going to get this thing on paper, and then I'm going to come out a different day and video it and actually do some accuracy testing with this muzzleloader. So today, basically, I'm going to put a box out 25 yards, and I'm going to get it sighted in at 25. That way I know that I'm on paper. And I want to try out Blackhorn 209 in this muzzleloader. And I'm actually going to weigh it out. You can weigh it or do volume, either one, but I want the most accuracy that I can possibly get, so I'm going to keep a reloading scale with me when I do shoot this, for now and for accuracy. And I got a couple of thousand of them, but of course with the Blackhorn 209, it's not made for muzzleloader primers. So I actually have some old Winchester Western stainless primers from probably, I don't know, the 70s or something like that, but I've got a couple of thousand of them brand new in the pack. So I'm going to use these. These are standard 209s. So I'm going to use these and make sure that they will ignite the Blackhorn 209. I had a CVA Optima, the first generation, and the flash hole was not big enough to put enough spark in there to set the Blackhorn 209 off, and I'm hoping that this new muzzleloader will. So that's the two things we're going to do today. See if Blackhorn 209 will ignite and get it on paper. So let's get to that. The bullets I'm going to be using here are 200 grain shockwave controlled expansions and Super Glide Sabos. I think I'm on paper. Let's go check it out real quick. It shoots the Blackhorn 209 with those primers, which is fantastic. That makes me so very happy. It felt more like shooting a rifle than it did a muzzleloader, which I absolutely love. All right, so I just gotta come up about 2.5 inches and I'll be dead on at 25. That is a fantastic start. I'm gonna do some group testing on it. We're gonna do 70 grain by weight, 77 grain by weight. So we're gonna get started. Got a target downrange. I have my chronograph set up here. Cars going by in the background here. It might be too close. The smoke might interfere with the velocity. I'm not sure, but I'm going to try it and see how we do. $77 grain by weight. All right, so I'm back at home. Let's take a look at this target from the muzzleloader here real quick and just kind of talk about it. Okay, so here's the target. I did the grouping of 70 grain by weight, which is 100 grain volume equivalent, and 77 grain by weight, which is 110 volume equivalent. And as you can tell, these groups are almost identical. I mean, identical. We'll put you a ruler up there to kind of get a measurement. It's hard to see this probably on the camera, but that is right at just barely over 1.5 inches. This one here, exactly the same, like somewhere between 1.5 inches, 1.75 inches group at 100 yards. So almost identical groups. I think this is it's starting to get a little dirty by the third shot, and both of these are the third shot, so I think that's just a little fouling going on. So with this target the way that it is, and this being so close to each other, I think I have opted not to continue the test with the 84 grain by weight, just because I don't believe that it's going to change that much. It could, but after those 6 shots, that muzzleloader is light. My shoulder was pounded. I know that I'm not going to get 6 shots in the woods, and I'm not going to have to worry about that. But the kids are also probably going to muzzleloader hunt with this gun also. So I want the recoil to be light, enough for them to handle. They're 9 and 11 years old, so I want them to be able to handle the recoil as well. And 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 at 100 yards, that's 3 1/4 inches, 3.5 inches at 200 yards, and I mean that's max range for a muzzleloader. So I think that's plenty sufficient. So I think I'm going to stick with the 70 grain by weight charge on this muzzleloader. It's plenty accurate enough. Speed is probably somewhere between 1950 and 1975 feet per second. It's plenty fast enough. Going up to the 77 grains by weight, I would only gain somewhere 75 to 100 feet per second, and that would only equate to about somewhere between 1 inch and 1.5 inches of less drop at 200. That's not enough for me to want to switch to that one and take the more recoil and put that recoil on the kids. So I'm going to stick with that 70 grain. So that kind of gives you an idea of the Traditions Buckstalker XT. It's $200 muzzleloader, so you can't expect a whole lot, but I think we got a whole lot out of it. 1.5 inches accuracy at 100 yards. I feel good about that. And it like I said earlier, it's plenty sufficient for deer hunting out to 200 yards, no problem whatsoever. And you could probably squeeze more accuracy out of this gun. It fires every time. It shoots Blackhorn 209, which is fantastic. I love that powder. It's the cleanest powder that I've ever used. It's a lightweight gun. But that being said, the one downside I did see is that's with any gun, you start going up in charge weight, it kicks a little more. It's just how it is. But I hope that gives you guys some insight on that particular gun and its accuracy and its features. And so, I mean, if you're in the market for a new muzzleloader and you're not looking to spend a whole lot of money, it's an excellent muzzleloader. It will get the job done. I am certain of it. So if you like this video, guys, hit that like button. If you like gun videos, outdoor videos, hunting, fishing, all that, we do that right here at B&C Outdoors. So hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, turn it on, follow us along. Plenty more videos just like this one will be coming your way. We're always doing this kind of stuff. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.